Hi, and welcome back to the Citizen Channel, a preview show. Yes, as we go back to the Carabao Cup. Interesting. We're going to look at Huddersfield against City, of course, which takes place at Huddersfield's Kirklees Stadium, I think it's called now. Up to date on these names for stadiums, on the 24th of September. 7:45 p.m. kickoff. Carabao Cup round 3, of course. So we're going to check out the Terriers' start to the season, how they've got to this round 3 and how they're doing in the league. Yeah, doing okay. A look at a possible Pepsi. I'm not actually going to do a Pepsi 11. I'm just going to give you names and say, because I just think it's nigh impossible. There may be some youngsters involved, and I don't have enough knowledge on the youngsters to know who might play, apart from a couple of the guys who've been on the bench recently. So, but we'll have a look. We'll have a look at whether will Pep actually play. Will he make 11 changes? Will he actually? It's very, very possible for this game. I'll be honest with you. After that trip to Arsenal, of course, and we'll check out the bookies odds. And of course, the match odds, of course. Huddersfield fans, fill your boots, Anyway, we'll talk about that later on. Also, Andy Morrison's and my own match predictions. So I'm recording this the day after the Arsenal game, so any stats as far as injuries, etc. As I said, I don't expect many of that starting 11 against Arsenal to feature in this anyway. But all stats and information are correct at the time recording. Of course, a couple of City players got knocked yesterday at Arsenal. So please, guys, before we do that, if you can hit that like button, that'd be wonderful. Subscribe if you've not already done so. If you can share me any hype points, that'd be wonderful on YouTube as well. It helps the algorithms, helps the channel. If you enjoy the content, please do that for me. I'll be most appreciative, and there's other ways of helping the channel as well, but we'll talk about that later on before we go, if you've got time to hang on. Right, yes, of course, as far as the City site, they'll do all the pre-match stuff. It's not up on the site yet, so you get your audio commentary from Alistair Mann, you get the City live show if you're not going down. This is my first trip to watch. I've been to Huddersfield many times. I used to have a young lady there many years ago, but this is my first trip to the Huddersfield ground. I never went to Leeds Road in the old days, never got there. Seemed to be playing, and when I had a sort of a youngish family, I never got to those away days. So my first trip. So if you come up, say hello and welcome to Huddersfield. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll check out Lee. I think it's Lee Grant is the manager. I'm fairly sure, unless he's been sacked in the last few weeks. And his Terriers. They played 9 league games so far, of course, and they sit 5th, so they're sort of on course for what they want to do, I think. This is the 3rd tier of English football, of course. They played 9, won 5, drawn 1, lost 3, with a +4 goal difference. In the Carabao Cup, in round 1, after a 2-2 impressive home draw with Leicester, they won the penalty shootout comfortably 3-2 with a penalty to spare, so they did well. And in round 2, even better, 7-6 win on penalties at the Stadium of Light after a 1-1 draw with Sunderland. So they're on a bit of a high, so they'll be fancy taking us to penalties, won't they? Last time out, of course, when we played on Sunday, they played Saturday against Burton in League One. Now, Burton were bottom of the league. They were bottom of League One on the 20th of September. So they played out a goalless draw. Though the point did actually improve the league position by 1 place, though 3 points would have been more or less expected. So I think they'll be a bit disappointed with that. Perhaps they had one eye on City. Perhaps they were thinking, I'm not going to put my foot in there because I might get hurt and I want to play Manchester City on Wednesday. Who knows? Who knows the thoughts of these players? But so far, it's obviously going to be tight at the top of League One. I think they finished 10th last season. I think they hope to get in the top, keep in around that top 6, which is what they're doing at the moment, although they don't want to be dropping points at home to teams like Burton. But they want to better that last season's 10th position. So they want to be up. They're in the right spot at the moment anyway, but it's a long way to go, as we all know. And of course, as far as that Carabao Cup, the 2 penalty wins have given the belief, and why not spring a surprise against, let's face it, will be a very much changed and a very, I'll say, inexperienced in the fact of not playing together City team on Wednesday. So it could be a surprise. We'll get onto the predictions later on, but it'll be up for this. So we'll see, won't we? But that brings us, of course, onto City. And if you look at the squad against Arsenal, literally, for me, all the guys that started this game, I usually say who deserves another crack after the Arsenal game, but I think all of those will be rested. There might be one or two that came out of this and are willing to play again. But if you look at the subs bench, there's your team. There's the basis of your team. Of course, as I said, I'm not going to do an exact 11, but if you've got Trafford, Stones, Ake, Gonzalez, Savic, Nunes, Bob, Mukasa and Lewis, that's your basis of your starters. So you've got 9 players there. Now, the only one I've got real doubts about is Stones. Is he going to start a game after being injured like that? I think all the others are probably fine, no problem. But yeah, his Stone's going to be a risk. So I can't see. I expect 11 changes, which means Pep will have to call on 2 or 3 youngsters as well to complement the 8 older heads on the bench, because obviously Mukasa's been mentioned. The Mifuni's been hanging around, hasn't he? So he might get a go. And as I said, I don't know too much about the youngsters to know. Be interested to see what the bench is. I do expect some of those starters against against Arsenal to be on the bench. But yeah, it'd be interesting. As well, it'd be silly of me to try and predict an 11. I think generally that 9 plus another 2, simple as that. As I say, Stones is a big question mark for me. Anyone who did play that could possibly play against Huddersfield, perhaps O'Reilly. He's a fit young lad. He's young, fit enough. Another more experience for him. Although after 3 games for the first team, you think he'd get a sort of rest. And Reinders appears to be fit. And he's improving his lot. Perhaps it's a good place to stick him, although in a sort of mix-up of a team, it might not play to Reinder's strengths. And there may be 1 or 2 guys that are coming back from injury that weren't in the squad against Arsenal. Let's say it's very hard to know at this early stage if anyone's going to be fit for that. There might be a couple of surprises as well. So that's my thoughts. No actual 11. I've bottled out of doing 11 guys, but I hope you can forgive me for that. But that's my thoughts anyway. Let us know your thoughts on that, guys. If you see these younger lads, as I say, I have seen them, but I don't remember too much about them, in fairness. But there could be others ready to come through. On to predictions, yeah. Andy Morrison, of course, he did this probably about a month ago. Obviously, he said, this is your archetypal free hit for Huddersfield. Yes, like ours was a free hit at Arsenal, wasn't it? In that they expected to get beat so they can play with freedom, given their solid start in League One. I think their manager will want to protect his players, so ring the changes. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, if they do that. I mean, obviously, League One promotion is uppermost. It's very early days, though, isn't it? I mean, the fact of playing against City will give them a bit of a boost. City are not going to be overly physical. So, yeah, I'd play a strongish team if I was Huddersfield, but hey, what do I know? Anyway, Andy said it will be a good chance to see the likes of Nico O'Reilly and Kusanov, and I see us winning well. There you go then. I mean, obviously, you did this a month ago. We didn't realise that O'Reilly and Kusanov are probably the first names on Pep's team sheet now, but there you go. That's what happens when you have to do things far in advance, isn't it? Anyways, predicting a 4-1 to City. Huddersfield 1, City 4. You can get 12s on that generally. You can get 14 to 1 at Bet365 if you want to have a flutter on that. I think you'll be tied to than that. I'm going to go for a City win. I'm going to go for a 2-1 City win, so it's going to be pretty close. No penalties, please. I can't cope with that. 10 to 1 you can get on a 2-1 City one. Please gamble responsibly, and when the fun stops and all that, and if you need help, please seek it out. Other popular scorelines are 2-0 and a 3-0 City win, generally 11-2. A 4-0 City win is 8-1. A 1-0 City win is 17-2. A 1-1 draw, which will suit Huddersfield, is 14-1. This is 90 minutes, don't forget. 16-1 with Bet365. And a 2-1 Huddersfield win, which is the first time you get a Huddersfield win, you get 40-1 on that Huddersfield. You know, put 50p on, you'll be all right. Carabao Cup odds themselves, Liverpool are the favourites, yeah, but City are second favourites. So some big teams are out. I can't call United a big team, can I? Arsenal and Chelsea are both 7-1. So City in the Carabao Cup are preferred to Arsenal and Chelsea. Okay, only on the basis that no one's that bothered until he gets around about the semi-final, are they? As far as the match odds themselves, 90 minutes match odds, City are 1-7 on. Used to be that to beat Premier teams in the old days, didn't we? All right, well, occasionally. A draw is 8-1, Huddersfield fans, and Huddersfield to win 16-1 in 90 minutes. I mean, I'm not sure what it is after penalties, but Huddersfield fans, fill your boots, have a go. Why not? And on 50p. What's there to lose? Well, 50p, but you know, it doesn't matter, does it? So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope you enjoyed the content. Of course, out at this point in time, very recently, we've got the City versus Arsenal player ratings. I've got the Arsenal versus City story of the game to come out yet. I'm doing this on the Monday and putting it out on the Monday, but of course I'll do that on the Tuesday. This Arsenal versus City story of the game. And a match day special, with approaching match day 6 in the Premier League against Burnley. I've looked back in time for other match day 6s, City versus Burnley, so that's a history one. So if you want to learn a little bit about the club, or you just like City's history, give it a watch, guys. That'll be out on Wednesday of the day of the game. And of course, everything, player ratings, etc., will follow the game against Huddersfield. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please, if you want to get in touch with me, do so in the comments below, or you can actually get me through my socials, or if you just want to help support the channel, if those buttons are pressed, that'd be wonderful. Or if you do want to help sponsor or help the channel in any way, there are different ways of doing that, and get in touch with me. All you ever have to do is keep watching and listening.
Thanks for that, guys. Hope you enjoyed the feature anyway, and please, if you can, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, that'd be wonderful. And if you're not already a subscriber, it'd be great if you could subscribe. It's absolutely free. Also, check out all my social media links. Will be in the description and comments below if you want to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. We can chat on there and do all things City, of course. Also, if you're into film and TV, don't forget, a lot of this channel is film and TV stuff. I love me film and TV like I do City. So if you're into that, have a look. Or if you know someone who might not be that bothered about the football but likes film and TV, give them a kick in my direction. I'll be very grateful. And special thanks as ever to supporters of the channel. Piat6505, they've got a little eBay shop selling film and TV memorabilia mainly, including books, magazines, posters, lots of posters, and they do have some City stuff as well that they've purloined off me over time, so there'll be a few bits and pieces, probably more going on as well. So have a look at Piat6505 on eBay. And yes, if you do go onto eBay, and if you remember, we do have memberships, 99p a month. You get early access to all my vlogs, so as soon as I do them, you get them. Sometimes it could be months before they're published generally, so a lot of the history stuff, so you have access. The membership gives you access to that. It gives you 10% extra off at Piat6505 if you want to buy any of that memorabilia. That's all that you can actually gain that from being a member. And support the channel. That's a great way of supporting the channel, of course, like watching the ads on the original thing that you've seen now, my original feature. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, also, before we go, podcasts. If you like your podcasts, I do a podcast with Mike Long in South Korea. It's called Bolt from the Blue, in our 8th season. Yeah, we've had some good fun on there. We're trying to have a bit of humour, generally look at City's games as and when we play them, have a look back. So please check out that. It's on Soundcloud, Spotify, all good places you get your podcasts from. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed everything about this feature, and you didn't mind me asking you about this at the end. And please, all I ever ask for you is to stay safe, everyone, especially you Blues.